video we're going to take a look at the Neil Young song After the Gold Rush. And one thing to remember about this, it's mainly played on piano, but works well on acoustic guitar. And the introduction, we're going from a D, pulling our finger off F to a D suspended 2, back to D again, to G, and then again, and that's fairly simple, but it is adapted from what's going on the piano. So really, the structure of the song is verse 1, verse 2, we have a solo, which is the chord progression for the verse, and then a verse 3. And the chords that we're using in this are D, G, A, B minor, and there's a C in there. The old trick when you think in the key of C, key of D, rather, the 7th chord is flattened and made major, so we have the C in there as well. And it starts off, and I'll play the first verse through. So, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing and drummers drumming, and the archer split the tree. There was a fanfare blowing to the sun that was floating on the breeze. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. This is a typical example of a song that, if you have the chord sheet, which we have linked in the description, and we don't listen to the record and just play it along, we could end up with something that isn't quite right. So play this one along with the record, because sometimes you can trip yourself up a little bit with the way it's being sung, where the chord changes are. But the first part of the verse is D to G twice, then D to A, and we have this. Kind of the rhythm. D to A, G to A, B minor to C, G to C. Now this is the part that you could trip you up. 2 bars of C before we go from D to A over the Look at Mother Nature on the run. C to G, D to A again, C to G, like that. This is another great example of when you listen to the way Neil Young sings it. I can't sing it like that because it's like very high, slightly off. And I think it's something missing in modern music, because everybody's going for this X Factor pop idol kind of trying to be sing like Mariah Carey, and there's something very earthy about the way this is sung. Also lyrically, it's one of those songs that it's very much environmental song. Look at Mother Nature on the Run in the 1970s, and I think he's updated it to be Look at Mother Nature on the Run in the 21st century, which fits as well if you wanted to update it. But also it starts off almost like medieval, talking about knights in armour and peasants, and then in the second verse it updates to be modern day. So I'll go to that first verse again. I'll go to verse 2, which is the same chord progression. I'll put the introduction in as well, so it all fits together. Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor come and saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing and drummers drumming, and the archer split the tree. There was a fanfare blowing to the sun that was floating on the breeze. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. I was lying in a burnt out basement with a full moon in my eyes. I was hoping for a replacement when the sun burst through the sky. There was a band playing in my head, and I felt like getting high. I was thinking about what a friend had said, and I was hoping it was a lie. Thinking about what a friend had said, I was hoping it was a lie. We then come to like the French horn solo. Some people worked it out how to play it on guitar. I personally would probably hum it and play the chord progression. I'll just play the chord progression through as it is, and it's just really the chord progression for the verses. And then we'll finish off with verse 3. So, and again, D to G, D to A, G to A, B minor to C, G to C, sticking with C, D to A, C to G, D to A, C to G, and then we have verse 3, again, same as all the other verses. Well, I dreamed I saw the silver spaceship flying in yellow haze of the sun. There were children crying and colors flying around the chosen ones. All in a dream, all in a dream, the loading had begun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home in the sun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you be able to play Neil Young After the Gold Rush.